Welcome everyone to Game Review, a new series where I talk about the latest games, give you an overall review on the actual content of the game and what you can expect on it, and also how well the game itself performs. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about the highly anticipated game, Predator Hunting Grounds. Now before we begin, please remember to like and subscribe as I will be posting more game review episodes in the future. Now with that out of the way, let us begin. Predator Hunting Grounds is a 5-person multiplayer game. The game consists of 3 teams, one of which is entirely controlled by AI. The second team is a 4-person squad of elite soldiers trying to complete the objective. The third and final team is obviously the Predator. Now this game does have a ton, and I mean a ton of customizations, and not just to the human side of the game, but also to the Predator side as well, allowing you to change what you're wearing and what your entire loadout looks like for the soldier side. And for the Predator, you could change the color of the braids. Now the objective of the game is entirely different for each team, but strangely it's still fun to play on either side. As the human, you and your squad will drop onto one of the 3 locations that you and your team voted on in the lobby. Once on the ground, your mission is to complete 3 objectives which will be different each game. Oh, and by the way, the objectives are being guarded by that AI team I mentioned earlier. Once you've completed the objective, whatever those may be, you go onto a certain location to exfil the site, and if you haven't died to anyone or anything, then you win. Now the Predator is a little bit different in that there isn't a clearly stated objective, but if you've played Friday the 13th or watched any other Predator movies or really just have a common sense, you know that your objective is to kill people. Preferably the player squad over the AI team, but it's really your choice. Another thing on the Predator side that's different from the human team is that you play in third person, and let me just say, it is really cool to watch a Predator run through trees in third person. Now there are a couple things I want to mention for the human side. The first being that I wish there were more weapons to choose from, Maybe one day the Predator Hunting Grounds could be more of EA's first Battlefront and less like their second. Even with the shortage of weapons in the game, which honestly isn't that bad, it doesn't make the game any worse. With the map being huge and the trees being really tall, it's very easy to forget the whole weapons thing. Another thing I wish they could really add is an in-game chat system. Yes, I know this game was probably made for PS4 as most people were playing on it, and not a lot of people really knew that this game was coming out for PC. And I'll be honest with you, even I didn't know the game was coming out for PC until recently, like a week ago from today. Anyways, with these problems I personally have with the game, it's still a great game, don't get me wrong. The game is amazing along with its graphics and gameplay and whatnot, animations too. These problems with the game can definitely be changed in the future and don't really influence my outlook on the game. Now for the Predator, do you think that with all the climbing you could do in the game would handle somewhat like Assassin's Creed parkour system? And if you remember anything from their old parkour system, it looks something like this. It really doesn't work like that in this game. It's smooth and it works as intended. There aren't really any bugs, not that I've encountered anyways, and I don't know, it just works. Another thing that I've got to mention is combat. It's another thing in the game that just works as it should. There isn't any hand-to-hand combat, which in this case is a good thing because there's not a lot of room to make any mistakes. Also, I can say that the weaponry that the Predator has is amazing. I mean, it's really fun. I mean, really fun to play with weapons we've only ever seen in the movies. And even though there are newer Predator movies, this is just a much better experience. I think I speak for most, if not all, that playing a Predator game where you can control it yourself is a dream come true. Like I've said before, I haven't really encountered any bugs, but that could just be me. The frames are steady and I don't ever really encounter any frame drops, but do keep in mind I am playing on PC and not on PS4. Though I have heard from other YouTubers that the frames can drop occasionally. Now if you are planning on getting the game on PC and wonder if you can even run the game itself, I am going to list my PC components down in the description below, as well as the recommended specs for the game. With all that being said, I still believe you should get the game if your PC can handle it, mind you. And if you are on PS4, I don't think you have much to worry about. I promise you'll enjoy yourself, and if you have friends, the game just gets that much better. The game is really fun, and I do think you can waste tons of hours into it. And for the price of $40, it's not as much as a normal AAA game, so that's another plus. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. I hope you could take something from this to decide whether or not you're gonna get the game. That being said, if you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like and or subscribing, as I'll be doing more of these types of videos in the future. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.